Okay, it's been a long time. I've had a lot of stuff that I have been doing, and I'm sorry. I've got stuff that I have to do, and I can't just prioritize YouTube. I'm very new to the platform, so I'm sorry. Anyway, let's just start the video there. But continuing on, I don't want to drag this out too much, so then you guys don't have to like, oh my god, stop, shut up, I just want to get to the video. So, what this video will be on is not that, definitely not this, but I'm just gonna put it on because it's cool. Look at it. It's about this actually. You probably read the title. I mean, Arca Titron. Now, this is a beast in the making. Now, I do not have what it takes to get that final level, so we're gonna have to just use it as it is. And this thing is definitely powerful. Definitely. It's OP. And this is my build. I don't usually show off builds, but I'm gonna do it now because, long awaited chisel. So I'll give you a bit of reasoning. Crushing Ruin, actually, I could switch this out. Hmm, but I can't do it yet. Apparently, I don't have the mod. Okay, if anyone has the mod, then hit me up, baby. Okay, so I'm sorry, my PS4 is really close to the mic right now. I just noticed that. Um, Okay, so we got condition overload for that mean ass buff. I've done a video on this already, I think, and yeah, it's really awesome with the hammer as well. Another thing we can talk about, when you do the slam attacks, it is 100% electricity on the enemies within range, and that is overpowered with condition overload, needless to say, and it really replaces puncture with something a lot better, I've got to say. Drifting contact for the stats chance and the combo duration. Molten impact because it's high damage. I don't really care about status. It's at 50%. I'm fine with that, and this thing hits fast enough. Don't be tricked by that attack speed. Blood Rush, obviously to increase my crit chance to over 9,000. Primed Reach, I love the range on the weapon, but sadly your slam attacks are not affected, from what I have seen, by your range, which is your slam attacks as in the electricity buff that you get, which is sad, but that is still an awesome thing to have on the build. My Riven, awesome Riven. If I max it out, I'm pretty sure it goes to 100% slash and stuff like that. Pressure point, I could use primed, but I do not have the space. And Organ Shatter for that crit mult, and this is a very powerful weapon, I have to say. I usually use. Oh, 1 second. Let me get rid of my friend's chat. I usually let's just quickly. I usually use my Valkyrie with this build. So, I'm only a bit off of maxing that out as well, so I'll max that out later, and I might do another video. Probably won't. I'm not scraping like that, boy. Anyway, let's go show off my greasy ass Arca Titron. Now, Arca Titron. Now the thing about the Arca Titron, is that it is an amazing weapon. Compared to the Galatian Prime, it could possibly be better. Now, I've got some reasons to say this. Now, firstly, that damage boost. 10 times damage boost. Secondly, it does the most damage out of all melees. Its base damage is higher than any other melee weapons. Not counting slide attack or anything like that, of course. And, that just puts him in a really good spot. And, I would, when I'm using Inneros or something, I usually use a health mod. I usually switch And if I was going to switch out anything in this build for health mod, it would be Organ Shatter most likely. It's Organ Shatter or Primed Reach. It's really your choice. I think the Primed Reach really makes it excel when it comes to just destroying massive crowds and gaining health. So you guys can keep it on if you want. Now, I have deemed this our friend here's weapon Chroma. I say it's Chroma's weapon. That's how I see it. Chroma's weapon. Chroma's baby. Ooh, oh yeah. Because it's just a beast with him. Now, not using Chroma's abilities, I'm just going to bring in some maxed out enemies. I'm sorry there won't be cuts in this video, I don't think. Unless it goes silent for a while. But, you know. Now, usually, guys, you'd see me using my secondary at this point. But, oh yeah, I'm used to using Valkyrie with it. There we go. Oh, level 130s! And yeah, even he's dead. He's just standing up because he was like, oh shizzle, man. You wrecked me so hard. And the fucking attack speed on this. The first two attacks aren't fast. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they are, but after that point you can murk enemies like there's no tomorrow. Just destroy them. And this is without Chroma's buff, which I love using with any weapon, and especially melees. I mean, it is just a beast. I'm not going to talk about uncertain data. Actually, I may talk about One Piece. Now, that 10 times damage buff. Now, I'm not very verified on this. There's two things I'm not very verified. Now, the Wikia doesn't have much information. I tried to do some research into it, so I don't know. But it seems to be, to me, that Crushing Ruin's final hit in the village, Shattering Village, I think it was. Which was it? Yeah, Shattered Village, sorry. So, the final hit in Shattered Village also takes from the 10 times buff. Meaning, I didn't really understand the wiki on this. It said 3 times and 150% damage. I think that 3 times is for crits, but with this build, it would definitely do a crit. So, let's say it does, and you get 450%. That 450% times by 10 is 45 times your damage. 45. Now, I'm saying that weird because I'm a fucking weirdo from elsewhere. From over there. But let's get these guys to hit me, and then this is without channeling. Oh shizzle, sorry, I got murked. Yeah, I should put live strike on this. Note to self: you forgot to put live strike on it, you turd. I'm not gonna put it on. I'm gonna show you what I would do for damage, because I think that a lot of people want damage over most things. And look at how much damage I'm doing now. They were dead already. They were just stood there, glitched out, because there was like, that was too much damage, man. Too much. Now this weapon is absolute beast. I'm pretty sure I just saw 60 million there. If I did, I will show you it now. Now, this weapon being a beast is just 100% certain for me. But I don't know how to boost it. I did have a Riven for range, which I switched out for the Riven I have now. But I do not know where to go from here. And also, another thing to note for you guys is that you've got your slash and impact there. But if you was to add just Jagged Edge alone, the slash is equal to or higher than the impact, so you get an equal amount of them being outputted. Now if I was to switch out Molten Impact for it as well, I could get my slash even higher. which means it's got more chance to do a slash proc. So you could do that definitely with this build, and if I was to do that, I'd also have more space. So if I was to, let's say, go do this, get this on. Do I have enough space for this? No, I don't. Just try anyway, please, please. I guess not. So you could do that as well. You could use Jagged Edge instead. But I don't really know. I don't really have a preference yet. I think the weapon could also be good with corrosive. I don't know what to really use on it at this point. You guys can say in the comment section down below and be like, you should use this, you fucking idiot. You can just, you know, say your own opinion, because that's all it is. Oh, I'm gonna dab on them hairs. Sorry. I am truly sorry for everything I just said. So yeah, you could use whatever you want on it. Usually what I do with a build is I would grab a weapon. Talking about weapons, I may be doing a video on this later. This ribbon right here, it maxes out really well. Not a bad ribbon at all. I bought it for Templar as it is right now. So yeah, that could be cool to do later on. But usually I will use a secondary, like the Ufana Prime, to get loads of statuses out there, and then use my melee. But I think due to the stance that it doesn't really need it. Oh, really? Thanks. Let me just not use damage buff, because I want to show you guys how it actually is. So, without that damage buff that I'd usually use, look, I'm doing a lot of damage. Like, absolutely murking them. But I think I prefer it with, like, the stance itself. It attacks a lot quicker. I must say it probably does more damage as well. But this is definitely doing a lot of damage. I mean, definitely a viable thing to do. And another, talking about viable things to do. Now, I would say this is Chroma's weapon, but there's another Warframe that's a good candidate for it. Well, another two. One being Harrow with his second and final ability, for sure. And the other being Valkyr. Now, I use a very distinct build for my Valkyr to get the second ability going like that. Now, that isn't it maxed out. I am also using growing power on it. So let me show you how it actually is. So there you go, that's one gain. Armor increase by that percentage and speed increase by that percentage. If you want it even higher, I'd say ask your friends to use an Equinox, because I'll be doing a video on her. But Equinox is bare. Just a quick overview of my actual build. Here you go, guys. This is basically what I'm using. And the reason is, I don't need that much duration, but I need some, so I'm using my continuity. And I'm not using narrow-minded, not because it would take too much space, but because of, I would need, not that it needs to be formed, but instead it's Eternal War, which is, the increase by 2 seconds is affected by duration, ability duration. And it's also, yeah, that's all that affects it. What was I about to say? Ooh, okay, the reason I've got everything else here, this will get to 300% strength when you pick up an energy orb, and this will get you to 331% power strength when you have picked up an energy orb and use an ability. And that's what the strength mods are for. Rage, so if they damage your health, then it's converted into energy, so you got a flow of energy going, because it costs a lot of energy to use. And vitality, vitality is just really there to just keep you alive, you know, and it mixes well with rage. obviously. If I was going to use this build, yeah, again, I'd probably use a health mod on here. And if I'm going to replace one, as I said earlier, it'd probably be this one. It would either be this or this, but it's not really easy to replace that one, so I will have to go with this. And let me just immortalify myself and just hit an enemy once. By the way, guys, I'm enjoying the Arca Plasma as well. Don't get me wrong, it's a good weapon. It's just not something I'd say is better than most weapons. Oh my god. And that speed right there. It deserves that max out melee damage, boy. I'm joking, nothing deserves this amount of damage. I mean, dirty, dirty, dirty. I mean, look at me just wreck them. Level 130s, guys. Remember that. These guys are level 130s. And getting murked by me. Currently. So, you guys can say, comment down below what you think I could improve the build by doing. What I could, like, do. And I think this hammer is perfect for a certain thing. To say to you guys, smash that notify if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Actually, I need to do it after, you know, buffing it a bit. Let's just So guys, I'm just gonna say it now. Smash that notify, hit that like, and put a spike on my subscribe count, please. I'm not really moving anywhere as of right now, you know, nudge me a bit, please. And yeah, I hope you guys stay tuned for the next video. Stealing this from Anime Man. Jane!